evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing yet another Lizzie is Bored vlog because you guys do really seem to like those, not to mention I like making them, so I'd say it's mutually beneficial every time I make one of these. I never really go into these videos with a set plan on what I'm doing, so as always, this video will be kind of randomized. I will ramble about random things, as I always do. I don't know why I'm explaining this series to you guys. I've been making this thing for as long as I've had a YouTube channel, so it's not like it's a new concept. So, yeah, let's do it. Today, I went to the flea market and I found nothing. Part of being a regular, avid thrifter is going through very long periods of finding nothing. So, yeah, that's just something I've accepted. I did find a mermaid's doll today with her hair cut off. I think her name's Harmonique or whatever. Harmony. It's probably Harmonique. She was the one with the pink hair and she was like a singer, pop star-ish type. It was her. Her hair was cut off. She had like a little bob. It was kind of cute, but I just didn't want to buy a doll with cut hair. We did also find some weird looking Barbies. The picture on my phone. My mom loves older Barbies, but this poor twist and turn down here had her hair all chopped up and her body, these pants were like melted onto her. All these other dolls are bootlegs. But what was most alarming was this Malibu Barbie. Like, what the hell was she covered in? The guy didn't even see anything wrong with it. And the same doll had her foot... That is the wrong thing. Okay, you can't see it here, but her foot was chewed off. So this doll was all kinds of fucked up. Maybe someday I'll make a thrifting video. Honestly, it just feels super awkward to film in front of the vendors at the flea market. I don't like doing it. It feels invasive, so I've just never filmed at the flea market, though. There are some instances where I wish I had, like, I wish I had video evidence of the time that I found Scara and Hoodooed at the flea market. I at least posted when I found Hoodooed, so I do have pictures of him at the actual flea market, but I didn't take anything like that for Scara. Every time I look at my Scara and my Hoodooed, it doesn't really apply to him, but especially it applies to Scara, I'm just grateful I didn't find a wonky one. Her face placement's really good. To be honest, I don't really see wonky Comic Con dolls ever. Like Iris and Manny, how are either of them going to be wonky? She has one eye and his are very small and sculpted onto his face. I'd be amazed if there was a Manny with a misprinted eye out there. The newer ones are an exception. Those can be wonky. But like my Dead Fast Ghoulia has a really good eye placement. My Frankie back there does. Valentine and Wisp both do, and I have actually seen a wonky Wisp before, so I'm really grateful that mine isn't. As for Valentine, I don't think I've ever seen a wonky Valentine. Just his eyebrows always look kind of whack. I always thought his eyebrow looked weird. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to thrifting, it's very easy to thrift a wonky doll. I'd say more often than not, I thrift a wonky one, and I'll just like take clothing pieces from said wonky doll to keep them for my own personal dolls. Like semi-recently when I thrifted a Ghoulia. It was this one, and the doll had a very wonky face. I ended up selling her, but I kept my own personal one with a better face. I just kept the doll's headband because mine had been missing that. Wonk has always been an issue prevalent with Monster High dolls, even back during like the original launch. I'd say the 2010 dolls had some of the wonkiest faces ever, but there are some that can be worse. My personal number one wonkiest doll is on this shelf, and you probably already know who it is. It's the Spectra. I've had people who say, oh, I usually don't see what you're talking about when you say wonk, but when I show them this doll, they're like, oh, yeah, I see it. She is just so horrendously bad. I am hoping I can find a nude Spectra and then harvest all the stuff from this one and then just be done with this one, this extremely wonky one. The only reason I bought her was because this was my childhood Spectra. This was the first Spectra I ever got. I sold my personal one, though. I sold my original because, two reasons. One, her hair was so bad. The glue was horrible. I couldn't get it out no matter what I tried. And two, her head was discolored from the glue. So I ended up selling her. I had lost some of her things at that point, too. Like, I didn't have her chains anymore. I lost her necklace. I lost her belt. So I decided to seek a better one out on Mercari, and I got this one. I sent the seller a pretty lowball offer. They countered, and I took it, and that's how I came into contact with this beast. Yeah, this is legitimately one of the worst doll faces I have. Her eye should be much lower than it is, and it just isn't. I feel like the camera doesn't do her justice. I feel like it's making her look better than she actually does. I promise you, she's really bad. I'd say roughly the only positive about this Spectra, yeah, you can see the wonk a bit more here, is that her hair is entirely glue-free. She has absolutely no sun damage, like no yellowing at the front of her face or around the back. Okay, around the back she does. Okay, yeah. Okay, it looks like her back is sun damaged as well. Or is that just the straps of her dress? I think that might just be the straps of her dress. Yeah, that's just the straps. Okay, so she does actually have damage, sun damage, like yellowing around the back of her head. That's so weird though. When I got her a couple months ago, she didn't have that. I was sure to check. But she's totally fine around the front. This doll's face is an assault on my eyes. I don't... Okay, wow, she actually has really bad discoloration around the ear. Maybe that's just a common problem with this doll? I don't know, my own personal one that I had really bad discoloration as well. In short, I just need a new one. I'm hoping that, like, someday soon I can get a lot that has this doll in it, like, nude. I don't need any of her pieces, I just need a new doll with a much better face. Though, knowing my luck when it comes to buying lots, the face might end up sucking. So, yeah. Yeah, but for now, she'll just be the black sheep of my collection with the worst face I've ever seen. I'm gonna pose her like this for now, make it look like she's just showing off her cool gloves instead of hiding her horrible, horrible face. So yeah, that's my Spectra. I don't have another doll nearly on the same level of wonk as that one. Or at least I don't anymore. At one point I had a really wonky Fierce Rockers Clawdeen, but I've since replaced her with this better one that I got out of a lot that had the other two Fierce Rockers in it, so I ended up scoring because I got to complete the line and got to replace my Clawdeen. This one I had to deglue her hair myself, and I was actually successful. This was like the only time I've ever successfully deglued a doll's hair, and it was with Kanekalon. So I guess what I've learned is that if the doll has Kanekalon, I can deglue them, but if it's Saran, good fucking luck. I don't have any other extremely wonky dolls, though I do have one pretty bad one. This is my first edition Raven, my first ever After High doll ever. Her face is, I'd say, pretty bad. Kind of sideways. When I hold her straight forward, you can see her face is printed at a very strange angle. This doll was not chosen by me. She was a gift from a friend I haven't spoken to in like 10 years. Her mother got this for me for Christmas, and yeah, this was my main Raven that I used in series videos for years and years, and nobody ever said a word about her face. I was on vacation in Orlando, and I looked at her face, because I brought the doll with me. I was looking at her, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with your face? And from then on, I've never been able to look at her right. To the point that I had to buy another Raven to replace her. It's not this one, though this is another one that I've gotten over the years. I thrifted this one with the faded eyebrows. I'm very interested in owning all the Ever After High variants, so I've been working on acquiring some. These are 3 of my most recent variants. But I do have another basic Raven somewhere. I think she's on this shelf, but to be honest... Oh, there she is. Yeah. That one is basically just like a better face overall. So yeah, I have like 3 first edition Ravens. I'm surprised I don't have one in the box. I wish I had one in the box. I want one in the box. I do have some other wonky dolls, like I'd say this Duchess looks kind of bad. Why did I like this doll so much? She's kind of ugly in hindsight. I still vibe with her though. A lot of my Clawdeens are wonky. Like we've already talked about Coffin Bean Clawdeen. This one is fine. She's also fine. She's also fine. Okay, where's my bad ones? I know I have bad ones. I recently replaced my dead Riding Wolf Clawdeen with a better one. Are you guys all fine? I don't remember which of my Clawdeens are fine and which ones look like shit. Yeah, basically, wonky dolls are fun to look at, and while I do have a number of them, I try to keep my least wonky dolls, so the majority of the ones I have are not wonky. Yeah. Come on, man, where are my bad ones? Oh! You! Wonderwolf! Guys, I forgot I have 4 first edition Ravens because I have this one that I currently have for sale on Mercari. Her arms are very loose. They really like to fall backwards. But yeah, this is another one. Arguably better face than my one that I have. Also the same variant of the face. But she's got an ink stain on her face, so she's for sale. Yeah, anyway, I forgot to show you guys this Clawdeen. I don't know why I cut away before I did that. This is the absolute worst. You know, I don't know. Is she worse than Spectra? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think this doll is worse than Spectra. I remember this doll was dirt cheap on eBay. I was watching her because I wanted to complete the Power Goals line, and my mom surprised me by just buying that doll. My mom also did the same thing when she bought my sweet 1600 Draculaura back there. Just bought it on eBay. I had her on watch. She was like $5. Monster High dolls used to be so fucking cheap. But yeah, 2 random dolls that were super cheap on eBay. My mom bought them for me randomly and just surprised me with them. I don't know how she surprised me, considering I usually would check eBay all the time, but I guess since I wasn't expecting anything, I had no reason to. So, yeah. I've also got some fairly wonky Toralies. Unfortunately, my Coffin Bean Toralie is pretty bad. It might be hard to see, but her right eye is very high. Very much higher than it should be. Fortunately, I own like 4 of this doll, and this one here has a much better face. Kind of. Okay, this one has a better face. Yeah. It's, like, good for the most part. A lot of my Toralies are wonky. Unfortunately, my Garden Ghouls is another one. Okay, it's hard to see from a distance. Trust me, okay? Take my word for it. Ugh, fuck. I don't know. This doll's fine. This one's really bad. Okay. Yeah. That's why I've got her bangs styled over her eye like that. What you can't see can't hurt you. Power Ghouls Toralie was notorious for having a really bad face placement. Here's mine. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the mask back on. So yeah, my favorite character, I have the most wonky dolls of her. And here's the irony. I had a perfect catastrophe, and I sold her for some reason. You know why I sold her? Because this fucking stripe back here wasn't perfectly held together. Okay, this doll has a little stripe on her hair. And it's a big part of her design. Huge stripe. Mine have kept in perfect condition over the years. The paint kind of rubbed off in the box when I had gotten her. I kept her as is. Perfect condition. Shit. Go back on the shelf. Nope. Fuck. Nope. Oh god, help. Basically, I thrifted a better catastrophe face-wise, but I never did anything with her because that stripe was not perfectly held together. So, essentially, I'm never going to buy another catastrophe, aside from the one that I already bought up there in the box. Yeah, I already have one. Damn it, where did Cerise Wolf's purse go? You can't have that. I'm never buying another one unless it has a perfect stripe. That's all. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. I'm gonna end the video here. Wonky dolls are a very funny topic. I have many, many of them, and I will show you more if you so desire. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!